How you doing? How you doing? And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Is the sound coming through? It's coming through. And we're making a Dragon Raja video today. I know. I didn't know Petty still made these either. What's up, everybody? Appreciate you guys showing up today. I know that we missed some content yesterday. Have some family in from out of town. Had a little bit to drink. So we were not able to make a video by the time I got home. My roommates were asleep and I was a little toasty and would have been a little too live, so we had to cut that one short. But we've spent a little bit of time today, and we're going to take a look at essentially the college allies that we have so far. So first thing that I want to mention right off the bat with this is that we do not have college. That's a good one, Patty. College No-No or College Luminous yet. So those are the two people that you see completely silhouetted out in the back. But we've got some recording slides for everybody else. And they're kind of in an order of how important I feel they are. So kind of loosely ranked, but this is by no way a tier list or anything like that. We're just going to take a look at all of them and talk about them a little bit. Real quick before we get too far into everything, if you could do your boy a huge solid, if you could like the video and leave a comment, I'd really appreciate it. I'm not the biggest fan of having to say that, but the week that I was doing it, the level of engagement that I was getting and how much that was pushing my videos out to get views was really impactful. So like the algorithm is kind of forcing your boy's hand on this one, so I really appreciate you, and I'll do my best to reply to every comment. And yeah, let's go ahead and just get into it. Oh, quick shout out for the Discord. Check the description down below and join the Petty People Discord. You get alerts for all my videos, even the non-Dragon Raja ones. If you guys haven't seen some of my recent ones, because again, when I do something that's not Dragon Raja, it doesn't get pushed as much. And the algorithm gets all mad at Petty for no reason. You know, it's a great time. But we've gotten into the Genshin Impact beta, so we're gonna be doing some content on that. Your boy's even actually gotten off work, so I'm gonna have a nice long weekend to just focus on some Genshin. So keep an eye out for that on July 2nd. It's not too far away. It's less than a week, baby. We got 6 days, and then the future's here. I'll be so sad when that beta ends. I'm just gonna upload a 20-minute video and be quietly sobbing. It's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it. But let's go ahead and get into everything. So first dude I want to talk about here is College Chime Gen. All right. Couple of reasons that I think he is dope. And it's really, his ultimate is the biggest reason on why he's showing up here today. I have him ascended twice. So I think I still have 2 ascensions that I can do on him. So I want to say that his crit damage, that it goes up to 25-30%, something like that. And that's super strong. This is a 5-star ally, but he, like if you've seen my other ally videos, is just an absolutely amazing broke man's Erie. So it's pretty nice. His other skills are pretty decent. Passive, well, crit never hurt nobody. And then his EX, Falling Moon, is similar to the way that his others works, except I don't believe it has the shield on it. No, and I'm mixing him up with his brother, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, pretty solid skill for the EX. Does magic damage up to 10 enemies, and then it's increased by 50% against monsters and everything. So if he pops out and hits stuff while you're doing PvE content, nice chunky boy damage right there. And then everyone he hit also deals 30% reduced damage. So I mean, that's pretty solid things across the board. Your boy Patty can't complain at all. But this is a great person because, like, I mean, his passive's okay. If you didn't really have any other allies, you know, he wouldn't be a bad center. But I have him as one of my supports, because I'm really just popping him up for his ultimate. And then his EX doesn't hurt, but it's not. Oh, let me go ahead and silence that right now. That's a bad phone. That is a very bad phone. But yeah, pretty solid all around. And then let's go ahead and talk about our girl. So a couple of these people, I had to get the links from people in game to try and put this together, and I don't have the version of the screenshots that'll give me the exact percentages and everything. So these are going to be a little vague. I'll mention it once we get to another slide that we're doing the same thing. We don't have the exact numbers, but this is still pretty useful to take a look at. So let's talk about her EX first. Judgment. When attacking, Erie has a chance to use EX Judgment, dealing heavy physical damage up to 10 enemies within 5 meters of the target. The lower the target's HP, the higher the damage dealt, up to a maximum of 2 times. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I don't think we see this on anyone else ally-wise. I think this is super unique to College Erie. And if you remember our CN videos, which were really Taiwan videos, sorry about that. I had no idea until recently. But we do see College Erie used a lot in conjunction with, in Taiwan, you'll see usually like 2 to 3 Eries per team. And I definitely understand why this is one of the ones that we see pop up a lot when being used with multiple Eries, because you would think like, oh, maybe they're just stacking for, going after crit damage each time. No, this one changes up a little bit. So let's talk about her passive Judgment. Increased damage, and that's all we got. Is it increased crit damage or increased base damage? Because we see with a couple other of the summer or college allies where they have an increased, I want to say it's one of the Johans, maybe it's the party Johan, has like a base 5% damage increase. So it's possible that that's what we're seeing here, or it might just be referring to her increase in crit damage that you usually see on Erie's builds. If you actually have College Erie and can link the stats in the comments down below, or any of the other allies that we touch on that we don't have the exact numbers for, I'll pin your comment and everything up to the top. So guys, if you're super curious about these, scroll down the comment section. Answer might be there. So, well, I'll try to get that updated the best I can, and would appreciate any help you guys got on that. So this last one is something that I want to kind of touch on that I think makes it unique. So the ultimate, the Flower of the Summit, an attack comes from Erie's support, improves the character's attack accuracy and skill damage. I think that's another instance where this is the only time I think I've personally seen skill damage specifically boosted by an ally. So I think this is also a large part of why she gets used a lot in conjunction on the Taiwan side, where they've been playing for a year longer than us, so they've gotten a pretty good amount of allies, and we see College Erie popping up a lot in those. So I think that has a lot to do why. I think that bonus right there is super unique, where it's boosting skill damage specifically. Attack accuracy is nice. But that's skill damage. Okay. But yeah, that's our girl Erie showing up to work like she does every time. She is just a beast. So next we've got Caesar on the college side. Nothing super crazy with his ultimate. Contracted firepower. Caesar summons a fire cannon and blasts at a large area of enemies ahead of him. Deals a decent amount of chunky boy damage, about 150,000 for where he has, wherever this person who linked it to me has him leveled up to. I don't know the exact level off the top of my head, but does it to up to 5 enemies, 12 meters ahead. Pretty simple. Like, this is just a little bit of a nuke, doesn't do anything like aerial, or at least it doesn't specifically mention that. So just a little bit of damage. Passive, also a little bit of a drive-by meh. Increases character hit percentage by 1%. So I mean, fully advanced up, if you wanted to go that route, wouldn't suggest it. You'd get a decent amount of hit percentage from that. How important is hit percentage in the game? We have no idea. They don't tell us stats in this game. You just get big numbers. But really where the strength on this guy comes, and why I have him in front of a few other people, is his EX Wind Devil. When hit, Caesar has a chance to trigger EX Wind Devil, removing control effects from up to 5 allies within 10 meters. So if you get an AoE stun or something like that from, like, soul dancers, this can clear you and other people around you already super strong within 10 meters, increasing move speed by 35%, dodge percent by 15%, and hit percentage by 100% for 10 seconds. That is a crazy second wind kind of skill. Obviously, that would probably have the most benefit in PvP. But that is a super, super impressive skill. Like, if the other two weren't here at all, it would still be absolutely fine if our boy walked into the party with one skill and it was this one. Like, okay, you're gonna get a golf clap for that. Petty's impressed. Petty's impressed. So definitely a dope skill right there. But that's pretty much it for him. And Chisei, he's not bad. Let's talk about all the skills real quick. So his EX, Sovereignty, if you haven't seen any of our other coverage where we kind of talk about Chisei and his strengths, it's good because of the number of enemies he hits. There's a handful of people who have skills that attack up to 10 people, and they're typically at an average of 5. Most people's skills, think about Caesar's AoE nuke that does nothing else but damage, only hits 5 people within that range. So this one with alright, so let's just read it out straight. So Chisei again has a chance to use EX Sovereignty, creating a gravity well within 5 meters of the target, knocking down up to 10 enemies and slowing them by 50%. And then again, dealing a nice chunky boy amount of damage. So the fact that you're hitting 10 people, and it says knocking them down, so it's one of those situations where, like, kind of like with Blade Master hits, where it doesn't explicitly say, like, oh, this causes stun or delay, but them being knocked down is a character animation that, takes them a second and a half to recover from, and then after that they're slowed. So that is a very nice CC ability that you get there. And then his other two are good because multi-strike is good for a good majority of the classes, but it's not super important for everybody. So this isn't a great champion for Blade Masters, for instance. Fighters it would be a little bit more useful for, because fighters get a decent amount of use out of multi-strike. But basically both of these other skills are just boosting multi-strike, which is nice. It's nice. If you actually look at the amount of him giving about 2,000, that's a pretty solid amount. I'm not sure how much he's leveled up by, but I can tell this person hasn't advanced it, because we would see higher than level 1 skills on, EX passive or the ultimate if they had. So this is just him at base, with, I'm assuming, just some levels on him, maybe somewhere between 50 and 70. And he's, giving about 2,000 multi-strike when his ultimate triggered. So that's not bad. That is pretty good. It's no Ming, but it ain't bad. But again, nothing. This would be amazing for assassins, in my opinion. This would be really, really good for them. Potentially soul dancers as well, just because they would be getting a little bit more control out of his EX, and soul dancers with more control, that's a good thing. They're going to live longer, they're going to do more debuffs, going to do more damage, more likely to fight or drop the people that they're fighting against, especially in a group situation. So he's pretty solid, but I think it's pretty clear why we didn't put him at the head of the pack. And don't get mad at your boy, but I'm pretty sure our boy Johan here is like second to last on the list. I'm sorry. This is one of the ones where we don't have the exact numbers. So if you happen to have Johan Chu and want to share what some of these exact numbers are in a comment, I'd appreciate you. And if we get the comments on what the actual numbers are from multiple different people, then I'll just put a comment together myself that lists all of them and how it might change any of what we've discussed here today. But it'll probably just be listing them, because I'm pretty confident in everything that I'm saying. And then I'll pin that up. So let's go ahead and talk about his skills. EX Royal Fire. When attacking, Johan has a chance to use EX Royal Fire, dealing heavy physical damage up to 5 enemies within 5 meters, inflicting aerial and causing burn for 10 seconds. So a good aggressive CC ability. It's causing aerial only to 5 enemies, but then it puts burn on them, which is some additional damage and everything. Not bad. Not bad. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Probably his strongest skill here, to be honest. So his passive, Spirit Heart of the Sword, increases character physical attack and magic attack. That's going to be, you know, kind of like with Chisei, it's going to be really great for classes like Assassin that use both physical attack and magic attack. But that's not going to be a great benefit for everybody. Some of the classes only use one of those. So that's a little limiting in my opinion. So I wish that was a little bit different, because that falls a little flat when you can't really apply it to too many different classes. And then his ultimate is Spirit Fisher. Johan slices downward from the sky, deals heavy physical damage to up to 3 enemies within 3 meters of the target. This should be a pretty good, like, chunky boy hit, because it's only applying to 3 people. It's in a reduced range than what we normally see. It's only 3 meters of the target or other people being hit. And then that's the end of the skill. There's nothing else happening there. So we can assume that the physical damage portion of it is really supposed to be showing up for work. But again, this... I would argue that Johan is one of the weaker college allies. So it's... I'm sorry, all you Johan stans. He's great, you know. He's a little bit of a blank canvas psychopath, but he's great. You know, don't judge Patty. All of these characters are a little psychotic, if we're being honest. Caesar, that boy ain't all there. He definitely left that girl to die in Tokyo. She was talking in whole sentences, and instead of rushing her to medical aid, they were like, you've killed her. Like, bro, she was just speaking. Call 911, get her to an ambulance. You've tried no medical attention whatsoever. You just saw her talking, and then less than 5 seconds later, like, you've killed her. We must fight to avenge her. Bro, I think your pride just let that woman die, and we're not even going to start on Luminous. The only safe character is our main character, because we don't get to talk. We're just there. We're nice and safe. All right, so for our last one that we're going to be able to cover today, we've got College Zero, and we can basically just skip this. So she, you know, her passive increases AP and AP percentage by a little bit. It's okay, not amazing. You only get the passive from your center slot person, so unless you're a brand new player and this is one of the only 5 stars you have, you're probably not going to end up using her, to be honest. And then her ultimate, Spirit Blinding Light. Zero uses the Tachi to carry out a spinning attack in the target area, dealing about 10,000 damage. Up to 5 enemies within 5 meters of the target, increasing AP by 286 points for 10 seconds. So, you know, it's not bad for some people. Blade Masters could still get a lot of benefit out of someone like this. I mean, really, AP is good for most classes to a certain degree. It depends on how much you want to focus on it. But in terms of taking up a center slot for the passive, I don't really, you know, recommend it unless you're a brand new player and this is basically all you got in the bank. But her ultimate isn't awful if you're lacking AP or you're super stacking it and you just want to keep getting all the AP you can. You know, this would potentially not be bad, but I wouldn't, you know, burn down your mama's house to make your dreams come true here. It's just not, ain't much there, pimpin'. It ain't worth it. That's your mama. But yeah, she definitely earned her last place. We all get every version of Zero because that is like the default that they give away for the 5-star in that whenever they first introduce the new set of allies. Guaranteed 5-star. They can just change guaranteed 5-star to guaranteed 0, but that sounds a little depressing, so we're probably not going to get that tag. But yeah, I think that's about all we got today, folks. I really appreciate your guys' faces. And yeah, we're gonna be adding some new stuff to the channel and everything, especially with the Genshin Impact beta coming. And then just in general, I don't want to be too tied into Dragon Raja because obviously the health of my channel. I don't want to necessarily be tied to a singular game. If that game has a big controversy and stops doing well, I don't want my channel to sink that I've spent 6 months on because we put all of our eggs in that basket. So we're going to keep covering Dragon Raja stuff, and we're going to be bringing new stuff in. So I'd really appreciate y'all checking out some of the newer stuff. And when we start getting into Genshin, there's a good chance that first week we're going to be able to do some streaming and everything too. And I'm going to work to try and incorporate more stuff like that where I'm streaming or introducing new types of content and everything, because I really think we're at a point with the channel where trying to focus on growing and doing more things to make it a stronger product as a whole is going to benefit us most in the long term. So yeah, we'll just keep trying all that stuff, and I appreciate your faces. You're gonna have to catch your boy in the next one because we out of here. Deuces.